for being included in that select group because they claim they had one competitor at one Olympic Games, and I've forgotten which one it was, but in fact it was an American citizen who happened to be living in Paris at the time.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la cérémonie d'ouverture des Jeux de la 26e Olympiade, les Jeux Olympiques du Centenaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the Games of the 26th Olympiad, the Centennial Olympic Games.
As has been the tradition, all announcements made in French, followed by English. Now the opening theme, the spirits of the 5 Olympic rings begin their call. And that call is to together the nations of the world, together as a global family here in Atlanta. And out come those 5 colours. Three spirits calling, making up the five Olympic colours, flow over the stadium audience, the final one being red. And now look at the tribes of the 5 Olympic rings as the Olympic movement calls upon the peoples of the world to value and cultivate their own distinctive cultures, to come together peacefully as one. notice that the costumes themselves are in the shape of the Olympic rings.
And with the driving beat, the tribes of the 5 Olympic rings merge and gather in the center of the stadium.
Children of the tribes are now joining those on the towers in the middle of the stadium, and what a sight as the formation is about to take place, and again the fabrics sliding down the southern wall. The Olympic colours.
The children of the tribes dressed in white. And each of the tribes begins to form up into the Olympic rings as we know them today, and the children form into the letters or the numbers 100, the Centennial Olympic Games. Massive response from the crowd here at the Atlanta Stadium. And now John Williams will conduct the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra.
Centenaire, composé et dirigé par John Williams et interprété par l'Orchestre symphonique d'Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Centennial Olympic theme, composed and conducted by John Williams and performed by the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra.
nations to come together as one.
Williams and the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, that special Centennial Olympic theme is entitled Summon the Heroes. Now, the transition from the opening pageant to a special ceremony is going to honor the host city's national government, the government of the United States of America. So the children and the tribes leave the center of the arena along with the towers, and the United States is on it at this moment, emotively already. This opening ceremony underway. You can see the smiles on the faces of the children playing the part of the tribes there as they left the arena. What an honor for them to be engaged, to participate in this opening ceremony.
And while I'm sure all our athletes are looking forward to coming into the stadium, at the moment all they can hear is this deafening drum noise because they are outside the stadium waiting to come in shortly.
The tribes and the drum towers take their exit from the stadium, replaced by the United States Army Herald Trumpeters and the United States Armed Forces Color Guard moves onto the field. The Atlanta Olympic logo is revealed at the center of the stadium.
The mascot, evidently, for these Atlanta Games is an imaginary creature by the name of Izzy. Did undergo a name change.
And now we await the trumpeters to herald the arrival of the President of the United States, Bill Clinton.
Yes, he's going to be greeted shortly by His Excellency Juan Antonio Samaranch. He had a birthday just several days ago. And Mr. William Porter, Billy Payne, the man who's done so much, the President of the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games. Crowd now standing and turning, many looking for a glimpse of the President.
Mesdames et messieurs, le président des États-Unis d'Amérique, William Jefferson Clinton, accueilli par le président du Comité international olympique, son Excellence Juan Antonio Samaranch, et le président directeur général du Comité d'Atlanta pour les Jeux olympiques, Monsieur William Porter Billy Payne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton, greeted by the President of the International Olympic Committee, His Excellency Juan Antonio Samaranch, and the President of the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games, Mr. William Porter Billy Payne.
Et maintenant, l'hymne national des États-Unis d'Amérique, interprété par l'Orchestre symphonique d'Atlanta et la chorale du Centenaire.
Now, the national anthem of the United States, performed by the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and the Centennial Choir.
Stadium at the conclusion of the United States national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Now the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Yoel Levy and the Centennial Choir. President Clinton, Juan Antonio Samaranch, and Billy Payne leaving the field. Crowd enthralled here at the Atlanta Stadium. One thing you cannot deny the citizens of the United States of America: they are passionate, they are patriotic. A slice of it wouldn't go astray in a lot of other places.
Not only are we waiting to welcome our athletes and athletes from around the world, we're also waiting for the Olympic torch that began its journey some 4 months ago and is almost here.
So if you haven't seen the last of President Clinton in this opening ceremony for the Games, he and Mr. Samaranch, and of course the man who's been the tireless driving force behind the Atlanta Games, Payne, they'll be back to play key roles later in the opening ceremony. Strike up the band.
And what a wonderful backdrop that is. A number of the major features include the Peachtree Plaza Hotel in the background, but I'm sure we'll see more of the skylines throughout our program. Peachtree Plaza Hotel in the background, Peachtree Centre.
Of course, Georgia, the home
La grande
Peaches.
plaque d'accueil d'Atlanta.
We'd like to remind everyone that the next segment would include the Atlanta Welcome Wave, so get ready.
It's our program tonight, taking us through
Mesdames,
a number of
Messieurs,
themes.
la flamme olympique vient de passer la mairie d'Atlanta au cœur de la ville.
The Olympic flame.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Olympic flame is now in downtown Atlanta, having just left City Hall.
And City Hall, I can assure, is not too far from this magnificent stadium, so it will not be long.
Tous les États-Unis vont maintenant souhaiter chaleureusement la bienvenue à 3,5 milliards de téléspectateurs dans le monde entier.
It's time now to pay tribute to the young people.
Atlanta join with young people from all across America to extend their warmest welcome to 3.5 billion people watching around the world. Feel the spirit in the air. There's excitement everywhere.
Accept our invitation.
People from every nation.
We're so glad to have you here.
Everybody, welcome to the
And here go the cheerleaders in full swing. Cheerleaders and gymnasts tumbling all around the field. About to be joined by precision dance and sensational entertainment.
A cast of 1,100 dancers, cheerleaders and musicians, in fact, engaged in this segment, including the choir, 300 strong choir, the Centennial Choir, directed by choral master Robert Shaw. Cheerleaders, marching girls and pickup trucks, great symbols of the United States of America.
Yes, we have the Ute. The Americans have the pickup truck. And I can tell you, for those Ute fans and pickup trucks fans, it cost something like $1 million to get in order for their project in this opening ceremony. All chrome plated.
I don't know about the Olympic athletes, but the athleticism of some of these gymnasts is just beyond imagination. Baseball game, no football game, no event of any description in the United States is complete without this type of attainment.
Spotlight on the pickup truck, firing up into the sky. You can see in the background, behind the dancers and the cheerleaders and the gymnasts.
And it would not be a parade in the United States without a high-stepping marching band. 250 members from the South DeKalb High School in Atlanta.
very warm. Here in the great south of the USA, the colourful wave goes up around the arena.
Some places call it the Mexican wave, but here it is definitely the Atlanta welcome wave.
And some places they don't quite make it around the 360 degrees because of the members, but not here. Oh, what a sight. And in southern drawl, we can only say, how y'all doing?
Well, golly, I'm doing just fine.
Real good. And we hope you are too, wherever you're watching. Time now to welcome the Southern Cloggers. Another group of dancers.
Clogging has nothing to do with drains or with wooden Dutch shoes. It is a southern folk dance which evolved from country dances performed by immigrant Irish, Scottish and English farm workers who came to America in the 17th and 18th centuries. It is unbelievable that the performers in this opening ceremony can maintain this pace and this level of performance considering the enervating heat and humidity here.
Yes, it is quite rainy. In fact, a number of people collapsed during the rehearsal just 2 nights ago. It is just as warm tonight, if not warmer. But what a sensational celebration we're witnessing.
Well, this is the way Atlanta welcomes the world. The dancers, the cheerleaders, the marching band, the cloggers, the gymnasts, they all take up formation in centre field.
As we journey through each scene for the night, looking at various pieces of history of Georgia and also the United States.
Bye for more fireworks. Well, what a performance. As American as apple pie.
Peaches down here, Wilco. Peachtree County, this is.
Every second street is Peachtree Street or Peachtree Lane or Peachtree Drive or Peachtree Circle.
Well, the South was initially totally cotton territory, but now this is a Peachtree area. The dancers and gymnasts come into the crowd to officially welcome everyone in the stadium. And there is Kathy Freeman. She's brought Mum over with her for this wonderful night, and of course, what she hopes will be a wonderful 3 weeks for her. So the pickup trucks say farewell. say farewell, and darkness descends as we're about to enter our next theme.
Atlanta welcomes the world, and of course Atlanta, don't forget, is the state of Georgia. And the great Hoagy Carmichael and Stuart Gorrell, the ballad of the same name, Georgia on My Mind.